Okay, in Juno Beach, this is Pete Holtzapfel, and welcome to the September edition of the Employee Engagement Playbook. Thanks for joining us in Juno Beach. Here we have a whole room of people, and welcome to the call. I'm going to take a moment to mute all the phones out there. Give me a second here.
To reach assistance, to mute all participants, by request of the meeting organizer, all participants have been muted.
Okay, at this point, all the phones should be muted. If you want to get on and add any critique or comment, remember to press #5 to unmute, and then again #5 to remute. So, that being out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Today is September 11th. I'm sure many of us remember where we were about 11 years ago today. A tragic event happened. And perhaps it's altogether fitting that we just take a moment of silence and remember all those affected. Okay, amen. Thank you. Okay, let's getting us kicked off today is with Coach's Corner. Tim Panoff is our guest presenter, general manager at Wyman and Cape Station up there. And Tim, if you're on, please lead us through that. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Really appreciate the opportunity this month to the Coach's Corners. One of the items when Pete and I discussed this month was about employee engagement, which we've been focused on a lot over the last several months. Doesn't stop with the survey or completing the items, and we really get easily lulled into that. Let's get the list completed. Let's go take care of the items from the survey. Pete asked some very telling questions in his September 3rd Leader Playbook email that I really liked, and really is about taking the time as a leader to think about these questions. And the message I just want to give to everybody is, one is, you got to think about employee engagement, make it a part of what you do as a leader, and always be thinking about how what you do or how I treat employees or what actions I do with my organization are going to affect employee engagement. If you kind of look at the very bottom, the fourth question, as a leader and an employee, do I treat employee engagement as a task, or do I treat it like a value that I work at in everything I do? And right there is very important as leaders that we are constantly thinking about it. It needs to be done. It's as simple as the thank you. It can be an individual to a team. It's as simple as making sure you're able to your teammates' birthdays and wishing them a happy birthday, knowing something personal about your people so that you're not just talking to them on a work level, but you can talk to them on a personal level. And like I say in my last sentence there, it's that type of interaction with your teammates that are the key elements, and that'll help you to cultivate your team and promote employee engagement. So take the time to think about that this month, and what you're doing as a leader. Pete, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Tim, and nice message. I think we can all do better with that. I know myself, I fall into a lull at times and have to remind myself to really be personal out there. Okay, going to winning tips. I'll take that on, and Tim, I think you summarized the September 3rd message pretty well, and again, it's really about observing the values. We do those things, or we should do those things, because it is a value to us, being committed to excellence, doing the right thing, and treating people with respect. That's important to us. Those are things that nobody should tell us that that's important, and that's why we do it. September 17th message is going to be going out this coming Monday. I entitled it Fitness and Performance. Little summary there. Medical science has proven that physical exercise is the single most powerful thing that you can do for your brain. It enhances learning, remembering, reasoning, alertness, stamina, and mood, as well as other things. We know it reduces stress, and overall, having all those positive effects, it helps us perform better. And it's just another opportunity that we have as leaders to step up and be counted. Are we engaging others in those areas? Are we taking the time to engage in that area ourselves? Leading by example is what it's about. So, you know, these are things that certainly we're not going to make it mandatory, but, you know, we're blessed with a company that has a health and fitness, a great emphasis on that. There's all kinds of tips coming out monthly in our newsletters. There's a portal on the company portal called My Health. There's all kinds of health tips there. And fall is a good time to get engaged with those things. There's Walktober coming up during the month of October, and there's something that's activities that are sponsored just about every month. So take the time to get engaged, encourage others to do the same. And again, it's just another opportunity as leaders that we can lead by example. Okay, let me go over to Players Huddle. And with me today is Brent McDonald. And Brent, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pete Lebec has stepped up to the plate to discuss highlights from his central maintenance meeting in July. Pete, are you on? Hello, Pete.
Thanks, Brent.
Oh, hi, Peter. You're here?
I am. Thank you for the opportunity. Previous this year, Central Maintenance had the opportunity to have our annual meeting in Juno Beach, and it was a chance for all the different facets of the company to get together, both wind, thermal, hydro, solar, and FPL, to share information. We talked about our mid-year performance update, review of our current proposed initiatives, and presentations from several of the tech services general managers. We also held a roundtable of employee engagement breakout sessions, which was conducted to define specific issues and concerns related to the lowest positive engagement questions, overviews on the use of SharePoint and the human performance procedure writing, where key topics that could provide great insight to how these processes can be streamlined, improved on, and implemented within the central maintenance work processes. All of those things continue on weekly. The meeting was a great success, and there were several actionable items to help raise our scores in employee engagement, and we look to complete most of these, if not every single one of them, by the end of the year.
Thank you very much, Pete. And then, thank you. Larry Forgy from Putnam was going to discuss a couple of highlights from their action items. Larry, are you on?
Again, #5 to unmute and #5 to remute.
I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, Larry.
Go ahead, Larry.
All right. Well, I was asked to talk a little bit about what we're doing for employee engagement, and we've taken a little bit different approach. What we've done at Putnam is we're asking each of the teams to pick their personal interest in our employee engagement. They didn't have to pick the lowest or our lowest scores. They just picked whatever they felt was most important to them. And so each team, we've got the day shift crew, all 4 shift crews, and the lead team are all looking at their own personal thing that they want to try and improve the engagement on at the plant. And we feel like it's been a pretty good approach, get everybody involved, and literally everyone's being involved. So as we go on, we'll learn more about what each team has found when they do their research into what the concerns are. And we'll put it all together and try and make improvements in the overall engagement score. Thank you for the opportunity to talk today.
Thank you, Larry. We can all take some ideas from you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thanks. And we'll go to People Focus, and Brian Billman's going to deliver that for us today. Brian?
Thanks, Pete. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Last month at West County, we celebrated the College Color Days, where the plant and central maintenance personnel were encouraged to display their college pride by wearing colors from their favorite college football teams. And the plant hosted a lunchgate tailgate party where plant leadership grilled chicken, hot dogs, and burgers, and awards were given out for the most original and best spirit displays. And the lunch also included a trivia contest in which the team members tested their college football knowledge and discussed who would have the bragging rights for the rest of the year. As you know, we're currently in the middle of a 2-month outage, so this is a nice break for everyone. And I'll let our teammates have a little bit of fun and talk about the upcoming college football season over lunch.
Yeah, we had a fun day. I think the Gators edged out the Hurricanes in terms of support that day, but it was close. It was close. Anyway.
I remember seeing a real gator go across the
Yes, we did.
parking lot.
Yeah, he was
That
the
was
mascot.
contributing. He was the mascot.
That's right.
So gators were there.
Gators were there. They were there. So, had a real fun time that day. It's a great time. So, here to talk about diversity and inclusion. Again, Kelly Fagan, if you're on.
I'm here, Pete.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank everyone who took part in the first annual Diversity and Inclusion Summit. I think everyone involved agrees that we should continue this every year. This is something we've never done at SPL before. We get together, a lot of the senior leadership, and had a wonderful day sharing all of our experiences, and a lot of the senior leadership shared their personal experiences in their own work groups. And our own Roxanne Kennedy shared her ideas and her vision. She shared with us her vision of our journey from good to great and how we've made the transition from diversity awareness to really internalizing our shared values and establishing measurable goals, and then focusing on efforts to achieve those goals. So everyone involved, again, had a wonderful time. We learned a lot about ourselves. There was a lot of great exercises. If anyone would like to implement anything that we did during the Diversity Summit or would like to learn more about the summit, feel free to contact myself or Tracy Stickley. We'd love to help you with your team's meeting and with any type of presentation materials, or even if you're interested in getting the consultant in that we use for the summit, would be able to help you with that as well. So thank you again.
Thank you, Kelly. That was a great summit, and it certainly exceeded my expectations going into it. So thank you. And Technology Huddle, Donville Smith is with us today. Go ahead, Don.
Hi, the Advanced Applications team has been working on procuring an application called iFile, and it would allow technicians in the field with the deployed iPod touches in the field to actually have a mechanism to connect wirelessly to their desktop and drag and drop files for field access. So you could copy files onto your iPod Touch, Word, Excel, PDF, and web pages. And once you're disconnected from the admin building and walk out in the field, you still have access to those documents. So it's a nice feature, and we're working towards getting that available in the App Store in the next few weeks.
Thanks, Donville. That's cool. I look forward to that myself.
Very good.
It's going to be great. Thank you for that. And with our career development is Deb Frank.
Hi, Pete. Thank you. This month we're going to talk a little bit further beyond the PGD career map, which we discussed a few months ago. We found the PGD career map. You could find where you were in relation to the different roles within PGD and where you can move to. Now you might want to take some time to review the associated job descriptions for the various roles along with that career map. And they can be accessed from the corporate portal. All you have to do is go to the PGD Op Model link and go into PGD Job Title Realignment, which would be under the Human Resources section, and go to Job Descriptions. And PGD does have 7 job description standards associated to the main tracks of the career map. They follow. There's business services, operations, central maintenance, wind, PGD engineers, production assurance, and technical services. And those job description standards have a tab each for covering the roles, responsibilities, and education and experience. So that's really something worthwhile to look into if you're interested in reviewing the job descriptions which align with the PGD career map. And that's it for career development this month.
Thanks, Deb. And it does really make it clear. I actually went into that myself the other day and demonstrated that to an individual in my location, and it works pretty well. Never knew that information was there, so thank you. Let's go to recognition and rewards, and Lisa Blanton is here.
This month's theme is from the 1001 Ways to Reward Employees, Recognize Recognition. Recognize the people who recognize others for achievements. And along with that, the Power Award Committee is pleased to announce that there's going to be 2 new awards at the end of the year. The first award is a random drawing of everyone that nominated a teammate throughout the year in 2012. And the second new award is going to be a random drawing of all those that were nominated. So in addition to having people who are selected to be winners, we're going to recognize those that recognized others and those that were nominated. So far to date, in 2012, we've got 129 nominations, and 81 people have submitted those 129. And you can look at that on the corporate portal. That's all for this month. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. And again, take the time out there to recognize and notice, some of the improvements and efforts out there worth recognizing, and take the time to get a nomination form and send those in. We really need those. Okay, and highlighting the September work processes improvements is Rick Ricardo.
Okay, thank you, Pete. The work processes team has developed and deployed about 15 mobile and 6 process applications this year. We received many positive comments from our teammates throughout PGD and about how these solutions are making a difference. So again, in the spirit of continuous improvement, we want to continue to encourage our teammates in the field to provide the work processes team with open and candid feedback. And what we've done this month is to capture some of the comments as they've emailed us or called us. Capture some of those comments. So thank you all for your comments, and keep them coming. It only makes us all better. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. And I know most plants have I know Paul is in the process of doing the roadshow out there to just about every location, and they have been collecting a lot of good comments. Again, that really helps in the development of these applications. They're great applications.
It's great for me to get a sense of some of the reaction out there on the field too about the applications.
It's great. It only gets better and better. I mean, it's wonderful. So. Okay, we're at the point of the meeting now where we'd like you to give us feedback or ask any questions, what you heard today or anything that you would like to hear. There's some thought joggers for you there. And before I turn it over to Tony for comments, please ask any question or any comment that you might have. As a reminder, #5 to unmute your phone, and #5 to again mute.
Maybe we allow them a second opportunity after my comments.
Okay, go ahead.
And reflecting today before I came into the meeting and reviewing the presentation, it really got me to recognize how much is going on and how much of a lot of good things are happening within the division, from applications to everything else. And the dimension of the concept of employee engagement, how it had broadened our perspective and how do we look at it, and the different things that we're doing in attempting to get to that higher level of employee engagement. But in doing so, also remind me that some of my personal experience in the company, and many of you here around the table, I'm sure some of on the conference call have heard me saying, because to me at the core of the whole engagement there's a premises that I think is extremely powerful, that is at the center of all of it, which is what I do here of value? Is it meaningful? Can I see myself on the line of sight of making that contribution to the goal and to make things better? That's a fundamental question. Have I been challenged to the extent that I'm using all my God-given talents to make that contribution? And in doing so, I see myself. No one had to tell me. I see myself making the contribution, so I feel empowered. I get the sense of satisfaction because of it. Oh, you know, my first year in this company, it didn't go in that direction. I didn't think I was really being valued, or that what I was doing was valued to the degree I thought I could make the contribution. Because it was one of those things, well, you know, you only have been here 6 months, so you cannot do X, B or Z, you gotta wait until you get a year, you do all these other things and all that. That was my first year experience. So I was very close to quit the company. I was looking for a job outside the company, and I was looking for a job inside the company. And you know how that turned out. I did get a job at power plants and never again had that issue of not being challenged, which is how I saw them. So two part of that, right? First, the environment, and we as leaders own the environment around us and on the things that the team that we're responsible for. But secondly, also, if you as a personal individual, you have to take a step also to get out of that hole somehow. It's not just the leadership and the environment, but you got to take step. So I'm glad I took the step, and that it worked that I stay in this company, and from there on, everything really incredible thing happens, right? But I just want to remind everybody, and so I'm still concerned. I mean, even especially concerned with the folks that just joined us, that we have the tendency, you know, and maybe I'm being too critical here, to assume that, well, they are still not quite there yet to take on this other assignment here. I think we set the expectations too low on what individual contribution can be to the team. And I just wanna encourage challenging ourselves to think big of what people can do. Have the expectation, helping, you'll be amazed what things can happen. I don't think we're really even touching the surface on that. I think we're limiting ourselves, and then it becomes the self-fulfillment prophecy, right? If you have a certain expectation of that individual, of that teammate, of that member, that they cannot do X, Y, or Z up here, they won't. That's the reality of it. But to me, it just brings us back to that fundamental thing that is so critical for us leaders to make sure that we are challenging and that we are providing the opportunity, and we getting that connection between the need that we have and the capability of the person, which it also comes down to having the people to be sitting at that right seat on the bus, and how critical that is, because that's when it brings the best of all of us, right? When we're doing something that we're passionate about it, that we love to do, and getting there. And I know that that's not easy, right? But I think that's part of the leadership, to work toward and taking a step always to be at a better place on that journey. So just want to remind everyone how fundamental that is to the whole engagement process.
Oh, thank you, Tony. That's great. Again, just love to have your comments or questions at this time. As Tony said, one more opportunity to do that. #5 to unmute your phone.
It's Ken Lutz. I just wanted to recognize Paul Buck, and it was very helpful him coming up to Marcus Hook and explaining all the new applications coming, and go over some of the older applications that have been out there that my team didn't quite understand. And you got some good feedback from my team on things that can help us at Marcus Hook and through the fleet. And this is just a great opportunity for the team to talk to him directly. So we appreciate him coming out.
Thank you, Ken. I know that expressing that, you probably took the words out of a lot of GM's mouths. I know I told them the same thing. It was very helpful. And really, the whole technology team is working hard on those applications. It's really making our jobs easier. So, great. Thank you. Anybody else? Well, maybe I'll just take the opportunity to tell you all about a survey that we're going to be releasing this coming Monday. It's going to run through the end of the month. It's about the playbook itself. It's going to be online, 10 questions. We hope to gather your feedback regarding certain aspects of the playbook. Any aspect, really. We want there are some structured questions, but there are some open-ended questions, but we would like some writing comments. And again, tell us about where you feel the direction of the playbook should go. We would like to hit the topics that are important to you. Good opportunity to tell us what those are, and in any way to help improve upon what's been started here a couple of years ago. The survey is completely anonymous. Be assured of that. We have no way of knowing who or what location it even comes from. So I'll be getting an email out in the next couple of days describing that, and hopefully you'll take the time to give us that feedback in the survey. And again, thanks in advance for your feedback on that. Nothing else. I'm glad that we were able to get some instructions off this month. I know some people were having difficulty in printing the playbook poster. There are a couple of fonts we use in the playbook that we realized that a number of people didn't have on their machines, and that is the Princeton fonts. If you do use that instruction to add those to your computer, things will be a whole lot easier. So, and again, if you need instruction or in terms of help to do that, give myself or Rick Ricardo a call, and we'll get you that help. Again, okay. If there's no other input or questions, we appreciate your attention today, and we'll see you next month. Thank you very much.
Thank you.